Hi guys, when we last left Lenny, he was trapped in the Heidelberg Novelty Company's warehouse. Will he escape? Will somebody come and rescue him? Will Faco Mustache take over the world? Let's see. Hey everybody, it's me, Jody O. Rodeo. This whole thing is pretty crazy, huh? I mean, if this was the plot to an episode of the Jody O. Rodeo Showdio, you'd be like, Jody's totally lost it. Well, hold on, because it's about to get all jacked up like you would not believe. But you're just going to have to wait a minute. I better start back where Lenny left off. While he was being held prisoner, that creepy ex-friend of his, the so-called Governor Faco Mustache, escorted me out of the building. He tried to act like he was a gentleman, not a dipwad with a fake mustache. I think he was trying to hit on me. No ding-dang way, you creep. I was so happy to get away from that guy and into a taxi and back home. I tried to tell my parents what happened, but I think they were brainwashed from watching too much Good Morning Hairsprinkle. They just loved Faco Mustache. So that was pretty much it. What could I do? I didn't know how to reach Lenny. In fact, back then I didn't even know his name was Lenny Flem Jr. I went out to feed my horse soy milk. Yes, soy milk is really my horse, not just a TV character. When we moved back to Hairsprinkle from Hollywood, I said no way was I going to leave soy milk behind. Luckily, there was enough TV money left for my parents to buy this house, which has a small stable and enough room for soy milk to run around a bit. My parents may not have a clue one about what's going on, but I can always talk to soy milk. I told her about Faco and the Heidelberg factory, but mostly I told her about Lenny Jr. The only problem was, like I said, I didn't even know his name back then. I met this really great guy, I told her. It was like we became friends instantly. And he wasn't like all the kids at school who wanted to be my friend just because I was on TV. He seemed like a real friend. Of course, it's kind of hard to tell what someone is like when they're dressed up like you. But I thought he seemed really cute and smart and kind. And that yodel of his sounded so beautiful and yet so lonely. Soy Milk understood. I can always tell if she thinks I'm right or if she thinks I'm crazy. I don't know if I'll ever see him again, though. But I'm glad I helped him escape. I wonder where he went and what he's doing. Soy Milk didn't know either. I went back in the house for supper. My mom asked me if I would take my brothers trick-or-treating. Whoa back, I said. What did I do to deserve that chore? Just because you're a big star doesn't mean you're not still a big sister. Besides, you'll probably have fun. That seemed unlikely, but I didn't have anything better to do, so I went. And as predicted, it stunk. The twins are hyperactive little boogers, especially when they've eaten a pound of candy. The next day, Sunday, was more of the usual, hanging around the house, taking care of soy milk, and avoiding the twins. When I was in Hollywood, there was always something going on, like learning lines for the show, practicing stunts with soy milk, or getting my picture taken for Jody O. Rodeo licensed products. But now, nothing. After supper, I got so bored that I decided to check my email. Lots of times I put it off because it's kind of dangerous to my mental health. Sometimes it cheers me up. Sometimes it makes me feel terrible. A few years ago, I got thousands of messages every day, and somebody on the TV show staff would pick out 20 or so and print them out for me, and I would skim over them. Maybe. But now that the show is in reruns, I get just a few, and half of those usually say, "You suck." What makes people decide to send someone an email like that? What makes them decide to make someone else feel bad? I got so many "you sucks" on my Facebook page, I decided to just delete it. And you wouldn't even believe the nasty stuff I got on Twitter. I came close to deleting my email address too, but the emails that don't say "you suck" usually make me feel good. They're from kids who still watch reruns or DVDs of the show and really like it. And they want to know stuff like, can I really rope a cow and ride a horse? And I always write back and tell them, yes, I can, and suggest that they take horseback riding lessons or join Girl Scouts or 4-H and learn to do stuff too. The funny thing is that nobody ever asks, was that really you singing? Everybody just assumes I can sing but can't do anything wild and exciting. But it's really the other way around. The singing was fake and the stunts were all real. The truth is, the ding-dang TV show people wouldn't let me do half the cool cowgirl stuff on the show that I really can do, like barrel racing and hog tying and ornery calf. Most of the plots were set in shopping malls, and all I did was ride in, buy clothes, and then pretend to sing some song that was more electronic than cowgirl. The other thing about me that was fake were the stories about me dating all these Hollywood stars and stuff. I mean, I met a lot of those guys at parties, but I didn't really like them or the parties. The parties weren't even real parties where people have fun. Instead, some publicist made me go, and another publicist made some famous dude go, and we had to stand there and be all like, "I'd like that movie you did with the talking dog." And while we were standing there pretending to be happy, someone would take a picture, and then that picture showed up in a magazine saying I had another new boyfriend. But really, I didn't have any boyfriends, or any real friends either. But I didn't find that out until after the show was canceled. So, anyway, it's nice to hear from a couple of kids who still like the show. It makes it feel like all that crazy stuff was worth it. Because most of the time, other than all the money we got, it doesn't. The emails I got were, 3U sucks. They didn't all say exactly that, but that was the main idea. And there was a weird message from somebody's cell phone. The subject line said, "Help." It looked like spam, but I decided to check it out. To Jodio Mail at jodiorodeo.com. Subject: Help! I'm being held prisoner in fake mustache factory. I don't know what you can do, but I don't know who else to ask. Parents and police won't help. Brainwashed by Fako. Maybe you can bring me some food tomorrow? Flat enough to fit under door. No beef jerky, please. I'm in CEO office, top floor. Nice to meet you today. By the way, Fako rigging election trying to take over the world. Your pal, Lenny. Holy hamburgers! He didn't get away after all. That was my first thought. Then, his name is Lenny, and he liked meeting me. And Fako wants to take over the world. I hit reply. Don't worry, Lenny. I'll do better than bring you some flat food. I'm going to get you out of there, right now. And it was really nice meeting you, too. See you soon. Your pal, Jody. I wasn't 100% sure if I should add all the XOXOXO part, but I couldn't help it. I told my mom I had to go out. There was a big whoop-de-doo about it, and my mother said her usual line, "Just because you're a big star doesn't mean you don't have to get up for school tomorrow morning." "It's only 8 o'clock, I said. "I'll be back by bedtime." That turned out to be a total lie, but I didn't know it then. I raced back to my room to get ready. I put on my riding clothes and grabbed some other things I thought I might need. Lasso, fence mending tool, throwing knives, and the sequin holsters with the pink pistols I used in one of the episodes. They only shoot water, but they are totally real-looking movie props. They might fool those idiots at the factory, I thought. I have to admit that I spent a few extra seconds deciding which leather jacket to wear. I wanted to look my best when I saw Lenny again. I picked the long black one with the fringe and the beaded black cat on the back. Seemed like the right thing to wear when you're about to break bad. Wearing a backpack messed up the effect a little bit, but I needed a way to carry all my stuff. Plus, I brought along a bunch of Pop-Tarts for Lenny. I put on my hat and headed to the stable. "Hey, sweetie," I said, "are you ready for a wild ride?" Soy Milk snorted. She's a smart horse. She could tell I was serious. "No time for the saddle tonight," I told her. "We'll do it bareback, just like the old days." She snorted again, and I said, "Let's go." Soy Milk's horseshoes rang and sparked on the pavement as we hurtled out of my subdivision, scattering some kids who were busting pumpkins in the street. "Look out, you little wool busters!" I yelled. "I got a license to fly." It's several miles from my house to the Heidelberg factory. We cut across Harrisprinkle Park, skipping the bridge and jumping across a little stream. Soy Milk used to enjoy all these TV stunts, but now she is cooped up in our little field, doing the same old hurdles over and over again. She was happy to see some real action. We both were. Saw a couple of weird groups walking around as we rode through town. A bunch of barbers and another bunch of grocery store clerks with aprons and name tags. Either these people had all picked the same Halloween costume and then forgot to take it off, or they were more of Fanko's brainwashed gangs like those awful bodybuilders from the trolley. When we got near the factory, I slowed Soy Milk down. I wanted to scope the place out a bit before I tried to get in. It's like old Gramps always said on my TV show. Sometimes you gotta use your brains or you'll get your butt kicked.